Okay, I think probably the first thing of notice was very obvious was Cody wasn't here today, along with Anthony Sorrow and Taylor McNamara. They had an orientation for grad school, which they couldn't miss. They couldn't afford to miss, so they attended that today. It was a great opportunity for Max Brown to step in and be the starting quarterback for a day. I never even addressed the team with it. I never told the team that was going to happen. We just did it. And I thought Max played great. I thought the offense performed. And that's going to happen in a game. You never know when that occurs. And I don't get to have a huddle with the team and say Max is going to be our quarterback now. You just have to go play the game. And so he was able to do that. And I thought it was good for us in general. Cody probably needed a day off. Just a little bit of arm fatigue, and so today worked out well that way, and it was a great day for Cody to step in, for Max to step in and do his thing. From an injury front, we had a couple little nagging minor injuries that we just felt like today was a good day to give the guys some time off that did have some nagging stuff. Sua had a little bit of a back spasm that we held him out of. Chad Wheeler, oddly enough, got hit in the side of the head with a medicine ball, which caused him to miss the remainder of practice. As I said with Claude, he got his knee scoped yesterday, so it's gonna take a little bit of time to get back. Some guys can get back within a week. Some guys it can take 3 weeks. We'll see. Hopefully, we have him back by the first game. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Justin Davis has got kind of a rib contusion, pretty high up near his chest, that we're going to take a really good look at just to make sure that that's what it is, Dan, but we really believe that's what it is.
What about Stephen Mitchell?
Stephen Mitchell rolled an ankle again. It was precautionary, probably could have wanted to go. We're 13 practices into training camp. Let's get him healthy. Let's get him ready for the game.
So Claude, not serious?
No, not serious.
So what does Max Brown get out of a day like today, and what kind of information can you gather from him taking all these reps?
Well, he gets to work with the ones. So he's working with the one offensive line. He's working with the one receivers. He's throwing balls to guys that maybe a little bit more confident, a little bit more precise in their route running. I think he gains confidence that he can operate against our first defense and operate at a high level. Something that he can hold on to here for a while, that we don't know if it's week 1, week 7, week 13, that his number might be called, that he's going to have to step in, and that he can lean on this practice knowing that he can operate this offense at a high level.
We were talking to Chenna earlier, and he kind of deferred. We asked him what had happened with him before he was not with the team. He deferred to you, said you could.
It was a student conduct issue. I can't comment on.
How's he done since he's been back?
He's done great. He looks really, really good. You know, he's obviously playing the same spot as Sua, and he shows up on defense, but where he's really showing up right now is on special teams. You know, he's put on some weight. He can really run. I really believe he's going to be a factor for us, not only on defense, but on special teams.
How hard is it to find guys who have that skill set that Sua has to sort of play that hybrid role?
Oh, they're difficult, you know, because the bigger you get, maybe the less athletic you get. And I think Sua has a unique blend of athleticism to go along with size and a very high football IQ. So it takes a unique guy to play that spot. We're really lucky. We have 3 people at the spot that we really believe can all play there, in Sua, Chenna, and John Houston. So I like us this fall, but I also like our future at the position of that spot.
Adoree kicked field goal today. Was that anticipated he would do that? Or
well, the kickers weren't making it, so I put the guy in that I thought could make it. He made it.
Coach, we're expecting extreme heat again this weekend. Any precautions for the team?
No, we'll do what we did. You know, we have a hydration period there in the middle of practice for about 5 minutes where we get the guys all PD lights and Powerades to rehydrate. And then monitor. You know, like I said, we use a catapult system to monitor all of our guys from a GPS standpoint. So we'll monitor them electronically, but we'll also hydrate them as best we can.
How did you know Adoree could make field goals? He'd done that for fun, or?
Never seen him do it before.
Were you afraid when Trevor showed up, he'd end up riding Trevor off the field?
I don't know. The guy, he did it again today. I don't know how many touchdowns he scored. He's tough in the open field. You know, I think one of the keys for us as a team on days like this when he is totally dedicated to offense that the defense can't take a step back. You know, that the defense still has to play really well, and that's 2 days in a row now where we haven't been at our best defensively, and those are the 2 days that Adoree was on offense. So, you know, it's going to be paramount for us that there's going to be times when Adoree's not on the field defensively because of his workload offensively in a specific game, and we're still going to need to play good defense. So we're obviously better when he's out there on both sides of the ball. It's just going to be a real challenge for us as a staff to manage him properly so that we get the best out of him and he can get the best out of himself.
You can scrimmage again on Saturday.
Yes.
What do you, we're going to have you, so what are you looking forward to seeing on Saturday?
Well, I'd like to see the special teams continue to get cleaned up. We're going to work every phase of special teams that way. You know, we're going to be live tackling, so the tackling is going to be paramount. Our ability to blitz pickup, I think, is going to be big Saturday to pick up those pressures as a front, as an offensive line unit. And then just watch our guys play. This is, in my opinion, Saturday really is the end of training camp. Oddly enough, it's only been 2 weeks, but school starts Monday, and we're back to our normal regime. So we need to really push ourselves through to Saturday night, knowing that Sunday's an off day and school starts Monday.
That situation where you guys are going into school, you compete against schools who are on like maybe a quarter system that aren't going to start for weeks and weeks and weeks. Is there a difference? I mean, do you think that it affects how you guys play and your opponents, their preparation?
Well, you know, I've been on both sides of it. I was here as an assistant that way. I went to the University of Washington where we didn't start school until that last Wednesday of September. So I've been on both sides of it. I think there's benefits to both. I think there is a level of comfort knowing you're into your routine that you're going to be in for the season 2 weeks before the season, and there's not that change. I also see the benefit when I was at Washington for the first 4 games. You're solely dedicated to football, and your freshmen are dedicated to football, and there's no distractions and things of that nature. What we felt like we ran into at Washington was about mid-season. That's when change kicked in, and that's when maybe we had guys a little bit late, maybe we had guys staying up a little later, and we didn't play as good of football. So we're going to use it to our advantage as best we can. I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way to do it, but you play the hand you're dealt, and this is our hand right now, and we're trying to make the most of it and maximize our time with our players.
Do one more?
With Leonard gone, have you seen Antoine pick up the leadership role?
Yeah, you know, I've seen Antoine, I've seen Delvon Simmons as well. I think both those guys have played really good football for us. And Greg Townsend has really improved. I think all 3 of those guys have performed at a really good level for us up front. Obviously, our depth is much improved with the influx of our freshmen at the defensive line position. So, all in all, you know, like I've said before, we love to have 94 on our roster. But I think also not having him has forced us not to rely on 94 to make every play. You'd have to ask those guys. You know, I'm not with them as much that way. I think we've got a football team and we've got a defense that is really accountable to one another. I don't think it's about one guy or one leader. I think it's everybody working together for a common cause, and that's a lot of times better than just having one leader, because all of a sudden one leader goes out, as we saw at Boston College with Hayes not being able to play in that game, and then try to come back in the second half, and we looked a little bit lost. So all in all, I'd much rather have a unit that performs collectively at a high level than everybody relying on one guy to get them up and get them ready to go.